Hello there and welcome to another video. This one is Engineers Level 2. So yes, we're still very early in the game. Very low power score, very little equipment or pieces that we can use. But if we go to our storage after we have leveled up to Engineers Level 2, you now see that we have 3 of the 2x4 frames. We got a cord there. We have picked up 2 new van sides and 2 small L-shaped struts, as well as a bumper catch. And an exciting thing is a spray can of color Isotope 239. And when I'm pointing things out, you can see that so far I've collected a meager 77 pieces of scrap. You'll notice that I don't have any car jacks or other miscellaneous items. I sold them, don't need them right now. So now that we've got these great pieces here, let's see what we can do with them. And the straight answer is not that much. Not that much at all. But what I would like to do is take one of the frames, slap her under there, take another frame, and I'm just using some of the control keys that allow me to manipulate these items or reproduce items. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see that there are several things that you can do. Clicking on items, right 1 destroys an item, left 2 duplicates an item, square and triangle will manipulate an item that you're holding. Left 1 is very important. It's an undo button. Say I accidentally, for example, put that there like that, and I didn't want it. If you hit left 1, boom, it goes back the way it was one step before, and you can keep hitting L1 on your controller, and it'll keep undoing one at a time. Be careful, you don't have a redo button. Anything you undo, and if you want to redo it, you've got to manually put it back, so don't get overzealous on the left 1. Up on the D-pad raises the vehicle up, hitting it again drops it down. Hitting down there, do I really want to center the car to the garage? Sure. Well, it's already centered, so I don't have to. Anyway, now you hit the bumper catch, and we're going to put that right on the front, nice and center. Use the thumbsticks. You can press down on the thumbsticks to raise the camera and use the thumbsticks to move around. And let's see. These small struts, they're not very big. They'll fit in the back of the vehicle. And it'll take practice for some people to get better at manipulating these items, moving them around. It may take a little while to do that for some people, but once you've done it 1,000 times, you get generally used to it. But it can be frustrating. I mean, even I'm always having a hard time getting something to fit where I want it to. Let's duplicate. If you highlight an item and hit left 2, oh, no more parts in the garage. What happened to my third? I know I didn't sell it. Yeah. Well, that's, oh, you know what? That's parts limit, okay? I'm getting ahead of myself here. These are Hornets, and I tried to duplicate a Hornet, and we don't have any more Hornets. That's why that happened. But also notice that parts limit happened. If you look at the info, you'll notice that I am at 20 of 20 pieces with this build, so I can't add anymore. I've got parts in my inventory, in my storage, but I can't add any more to this build. There's a limit, and that number will go up as you advance through the game, as you level up. So don't worry, you're not going to be limited to 20 pieces per vehicle forever. So knowing that, turn that off. Knowing that, go back to build. And that I want that cord, that machine gun, that cord is a better version of these Hornets, on this vehicle, I have to take something off. Now, do I want to get rid of one of the 2 small struts or one of the extenders? that I've put out here, and I'm going to get rid of an extender right when destroys, and it doesn't destroy it, it just puts it back in your storage. Please don't get me wrong. And now also notice that this bumper catch is hanging out in the middle of nowhere, and it's red. It's red because it's telling you it's not connected to anything. So we pick it up, and it'll let us center and place the bumper catch there, so it's not sticking out as far, which is okay. This is fine. This really is fine. So now we're at only, as you can see, if you look in the right hand corner there, total parts 19 of 20. Now we've got one more, and I'm going to choose the cord. The cord uses 2 energy points, and this vehicle has enough for me to put that on there. There we go. Now we're at 20 of 20 pieces. I've used up all of the energy points that I can use. So what else could we possibly do? How about paint it? Alright, so with painting, you can use triangle button. It'll paint absolutely everything. Or you can select an individual part, hover over it, hit X, and just that part will paint. Notice that the cabs, you cannot paint individual pieces of the actual cabin. So if I hit paint part, it actually paints the doors, the fenders, the hood. Let's make this match and paint that fender there while we're at it. Okay, there we go. So there is one of only a few possibilities, my friends, of what you can do at level 2 engineers. You know, you'll only get so many parts. You get some extra frame 2x4s, you get 2 van sides, you get 2 of those small struts, you get the paint, and I'm not 100% sure about that cord, whether I had that all along or not. But I know, not very exciting. But also keep in mind, you can remove items from your build. If you decide that you want to, say, pick up this fender, turn it around, and stick it, say, here for additional armor against your cab, you can do that. So we're not just limited to sticking pieces on. This thing is a Lego. I'll kind of show you here by using the remove item button. I'm going to remove some pieces one by one, strip this thing down so it doesn't look like the starter car anymore, but it looks like the vehicle that as it was built from the ground up. Each of these frames, bumper, big frame back here, and now all we're left with is the tires. Even the tires will go back into inventory, into storage. So when you're making a brand new build from the ground up with what you have in your storage, this is what you're going to start with most of the time, unless you're basing it off of another build. You're going to have a blank slate. And you hit the center button, it opens up your storage automatically, which is really nice. And all the items that you're not currently using are here. So everything that I just removed automatically went back here. So you can start from the ground up and do this any way you want. Like, quick example here. Something that's different than what that starter car was, but using the exact same pieces. Think of these as Legos. You got a whole bunch of Lego pieces in a bucket, and they're yours to do with whatever you want. That's a little too far forward there. You know, I'm going to wind up kind of building almost the same thing here, but you kind of get the idea. I think this that's a starter wheel non-steering. I don't want that. What was I saying? That was the duplicate item again there. I'm duplicating the starter wheel steering. This way you don't have to go back into your storage every time if you've already got the piece out and about somewhere. It just makes things a little easier. And you'll learn how to do that real fast. Get our car jack in there. So what this is actually going to wind up doing is making it shorter. It might turn a little tighter. It's going to be a little smaller, lighter, so maybe it'll accelerate just a little bit faster. It's not carrying as much stuff. We're going to only put, for whatever reason, I don't know why you'd want to do this, but just one gun on it, and we're not going to paint anything. It's got no extra fenders. So you get the idea. I know, please don't sound like I'm talking down to you. I'm almost explaining this to myself. When I first started, sometimes what people think is the most obvious that everybody should know just by default isn't necessarily true. So for those of you who are watching this and thinking, oh my God, duh. Well, there just might be somebody who go, oh wow, I didn't know you could strip the starter truck down to its bare bones and start all over. I thought you had to just kind of keep piling shit on it. No, you don't have to do that. And so, this early video is kind of for that person who just wants to, get a head start on the idea of stripping stuff down and starting practically a build of your own from the very beginning. The starter car is great for the first time it sends you out. Then you might want to reconfigure just a little bit your second, third, fourth, and so forth. So anyway, that's about it in a nutshell. I'm not going to take this out into battle because frankly I would get slaughtered probably. But that is the pieces that you get at engineering level 2. We haven't gotten the ability to choose a faction yet. That's these lunatics, nomads, and scavengers. We can't work for them yet. And there's some great pieces in there that when you can start leveling them up that you get. But right now we're leveling up the engineers, and that is engineers level 2 parts. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.